Let's get it! Match up for the week, here's the scoop. Your boy Drone keep getting the loot. Underdog, who will prevail? Stay tuned, Drone about to tell.
What it do, baby? What it do? Y'all know what time it is. It's time for Drone's Big Dog Pick, divisional playoff round, and wild card round. I went 3-3. In college playoffs, I went 2-0. But it's divisional, baby. Let's get it. Houston versus Kansas City. I got Kansas City. Detroit versus Washington. I got Detroit. LA Rams versus Philly. I got Philly. And Baltimore versus Buffalo. I got Baltimore. In college playoff championship, I got it's Notre Dame versus Ohio State. It's a tough one though. But hey, I'm going with the Buckeyes, Ohio State. Those are Drone's Big Dog Pick, divisional playoff round. Let's get it, baby. Hey. Let's get it, baby. What it do, baby? What's up, fellas? What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? It's Drone's Big Dog Picks right now. And hey, it's time for divisional playoffs and college playoffs. And I got the fellas in the house. What's going on? We're going to bring in Mr. LU himself, Mr. Phil Townsend. What's going on, Phil?
Tell me about it. You know what's hell's up. Hey, I'm ready for that great divisional playoff basketball to start. And I'm picking better winners than you did, I can tell.
And then we got our national touring comedian, Mr. Marc Howard in the house. What's going on, Mr. Marc?
Might want to bring me up there, can you?
Hey, you got to hit your own button, man. I can't hit your button from all the way in Tulsa, Oklahoma.
See. I thought we had a producer.
See what we talking about?
I thought we had a producer.
What we talking about?
Marc better go back to eating pork instead of that salad, so he'll remember.
And then Mr. Bradford, who's supposed to be handling all this, but you know how we do. What's going on, Vance? He got the 1922 starter jacket in the background with the Adidas cap leaning to the side. What's going on, Vance?
It's all good, man. It's all good. I didn't know I had to have some special ed training for some of
Emmett Smith is wanting that starter jacket back.
Hey man, it'd be nice though if you changed that from the one-eyed scout to Drone's Big Dog Pick show.
I don't know what you're looking at. I got the Drone's Big Dog.
No, you don't, man. I streamed it to my page and it say one-eyed scout.
Well, you must have put the wrong thing up because Vance got Restream Drone's Big Dog Picks.
You got to change it yourself when you added your channels. Drone.
No, I don't, man.
Yeah, you gotta make sure.
Boy.
That's producer negligence.
I'm supposed to change it now. I'm supposed to change it now.
All right.
Hey.
On your end.
Hey, I'm changing it just like every day in sports, but we're talking about it for real. Here we go. Hey, we got the divisional playoff round coming this week, and it's going to be hot and heavy. We got some good games, but we're gonna start with Marc's hometown and the Washington Commanders against the Detroit Lions. I think Washington has a chance. I think they really do have a chance in this one, but it's all up to Jaden Daniels. It's going to be real interesting. Detroit has been clicking on all cylinders, offense, defensive, but I think the key is Detroit's coach going to make some crazy mistakes? But right now, it's almost not crazy anymore because it's what he normally do. What you say, Phil?
Okay, well, I thought you were going with Marc, but I will tell you this right now. Mark my words. And so no one thinks there's any type of trickery or wizardry going on with these words. The Washington Commanders will defeat the Detroit Lions in this divisional playoff game. I can tell you that right now because I'm taking the quarterback that can move. That is what I'm doing. I'm taking a mobile quarterback. But I really think this is going to boil down to two coaches and their fourth down decisions. Both of them love going on fourth downs. And I would tell you right now, the difference is that Quinn does a much better job at going for fourth downs than the opposing coach. And I will tell you right now, again, like I said, the Washington Commanders will win this game against the Detroit Lions. Mark, what say you, Mark? Mr. DC himself.
I say to you, like I told all my friends back home, enjoy your last playoff game. Okay. Jaden Daniels has done a good job. I think he's been, people are throwing shades of him and Robert Griffin III. And I think he's definitely much better, been much more talented as far as a passer. Griffin is definitely a better runner, but better passer. So I think for longevity's sake, and more importantly, unfortunately, he's probably going to stay a little more healthier. I think Jaden Daniels will have the long haul for Washington. So if we get some good rivalry game between my hometown, and my beloved Cowboys, but no, Detroit's getting ready to beat the dog crap out of Washington. Jared Goff can move just a little bit, and it ain't about the running there. It's about the passing. And especially with that secondary, with Amon-Ra St. Brown going to probably exploit that. And they have the running game. They have the running game to handle them. So Detroit is going to – don't get me wrong. And let me say it real quick. This is Detroit. This is the Detroit Lions, right? Dan Campbell, I give him much credit. He has definitely made them a little bit more different than the Detroit Lions before. And trust me when I tell you, growing up in D.C., working at the old RFK Stadium, selling sodas and going to mini games, those Lions couldn't beat Washington to save their life. But it ain't Joe Gibbs coaching. It ain't John Riggins running. You understand? So I'm going to tell you, it's crazy. It's always seemed like Washington got something over Detroit as far as the Lions. But this time I think the Lions are getting ready to get up in there behind.
All right, Vance, as you can see, Mark's jaded view of the Commanders has rendered him senseless when it comes to predicting this game.
He had to go back to the Ice Age to get a squad that even he could talk about. He went so far back, man, that leather helmets was just being introduced for the Redskins, man. I'm like, what?
That's very funny, man.
Resurrecting people.
John Riggins, Joe Heisman, Joe Gibbs,
the Hogs,
give him a shade.
Vance, what you got to say about it?
Dexter Manley.
Hey, this is not quite as a toss up as the Buffalo matchup with the Ravens, but man, you can't count them Commanders out, partner. And that young rookie, and they're playing like that. They're playing.
Two.
No.
Three.
No. They playing. They are playing. They are playing like a team that has no pressure, no real big expectancy on them. So they're playing good football. That young boy has got them.
So Vance, who you got winning?
He's a leader. Detroit.
Okay, another loser. Okay, well, I'll tell you what. Let's take it to.
He's too scared to even think and know that part. But no.
Yeah, since you two want to stick.
They played Tampa Bay, Phil. They played Tampa Bay.
You two want to stick with the status quo.
Tampa Bay was hot.
Let's go, Vance.
Hot as a
with
bottle of cold water.
Chiefs versus the Texans.
Versus the Texans versus what now?
The Chiefs.
Yeah, you talking to me or
you, Vance?
Yeah, go ahead. We want to get your ridiculousness out the way.
No, you know what? I really think it might, people think it may be close, but no, I think Kansas City's gonna handle them. They're gonna go up in that cold Kansas City, Missouri, frigid air, and Mahomes them gonna do what they've been doing, squeaking out victories, and they can squeak one out with the Texas against the Texans. Texas gonna good try with them. They played a decent year. This Stroud wasn't like he was last year, and injuries helping the Houston Texans, be not as strong. So I am going with Kansas City.
Mark,
Kansas City
what
and
say
some
you?
gloves, huh?
Well, I'm hoping that my man Miles Bryant, number 27 for the Houston Texans, the DB, doesn't see this or hear this, but it's Kansas City, and Kansas City is going to. I don't know if they're going to blow them out, but I think getting up there in Kansas City with a little bit of rest, they might put together a game plan to hit them early. I think Kansas City's defense is going to stifle their offense. Stroud had a good year, but if you were expecting Stroud to do what he did last, same thing with Jaden Daniels. You're going to look for Jaden Daniels. There's a period of growth. Teams now have film on them. Now they have film on Jaden Daniels. Again, like I said last week, that was Tampa Bay. Let's not go off of that. Tampa Bay.
Was hot.
Hey, look,
they were hot.
By record, they were slightly better than my Cowboys, and we beat that. We beat that ass when we played them. So let's not get it.
Well. Hold on. If it wasn't for a coach trying to outsmart itself and just ran the ball, Houston wouldn't be there. Tampa Bay would have beat Houston, but the coach tried to be fancy instead of just running urban or going. No. Houston played Tampa Bay last week. I mean, no. Well, we was talking about Tampa Bay, and I was just saying if it wasn't for Tampa Bay.
Let's get Jeremiah off the screen again here and back in. Look at he paused, Phil. Look at that.
Yeah. So
I think we'll give Kansas City a run for their money. I still think Kansas City will win. For one, the cold weather. For two, Kansas City been off 3 weeks and got healthy. Hollywood Brown has been able to get more sync. Pacheco is healthy, plus Hunt. And then you have Jones that's healthy. I think Kansas City is more healthier. But I think if Stroud vert back to the Ohio State Stroud like he did last week, where he was running the ball, it's gonna make it harder to defend Houston in the aspect of that, which I say is going to give them a good game because their defense is going to rush Kansas City. And if Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs haven't fixed that offensive line, it's going to be a long day for Mahomes. And they're going to have to make some adjustments. But I still think Kansas City is going to pull it out.
Stroud revert back to the Ohio State. All you're going to do is beat Notre Dame. Beating Kansas City.
Jeremiah, I know you're coming.
I didn't say he was going to beat him. I just said it's going to make it a tough game. I know
you're coming to me now, right, Jeremiah?
Yeah.
And look.
Yeah, go ahead, Phil.
I picked against Houston last week. Houston's defense rose to the occasion, and that's really what took over and won the game for them. Kansas City's been off 23 days by the time they'll have played. That's given Andy Reid 23 days, and people like you mentioned Hollywood Brown and Patrick Mahomes time to get healthier. So Andy Reid coming off of that type of break, and let's look at it this way. Normally, you talk about people being rusty or something of that nature, being off all that time. That's why I'm picking against Detroit. Kansas City, that's their norm for them since Patrick Mahomes has been there to have time off. So I'm confident when I go on to say that this time I'll be right picking against the Houston Texans, and I'm taking Kansas City Chiefs.
Oh Lord, have mercy! Hold on. Let's rephrase.
To win the game.
No. Okay, hold on. Now I need a more definite answer for you. To win what game?
to win, as I stated in the earlier game when you were off campus, to win this divisional playoff round, the Kansas City Chiefs will defeat the Houston Texans.
Okay, in 2025,
in 2025.
I'm just saying, because you know Philonomics will come up, man. We got to pin you down. We need some specifics when it comes.
You see how you had to break down his answer? You see how you had to break it down, Jeremiah? Because it's full of bull.
No, because he'll come back and say, I picked him to win. I didn't pick him to win this year. I picked him to win last year. So you gotta get specific with Phil.
Would somebody please let the one-eyed scout know that Jalen Hurts is still in the playoffs?
All right, y'all. Here we go. Next.
We know what Phil means before he try to change up. People don't know when he gets on the feed, he changes up to I didn't say that. I said that Tampa Bay was going to do
it's Philonomics. It's Philonomics.
Well, Jeremiah,
I screenshot it for the fans. I screenshot and show where he said Tampa Bay was going to win.
No.
Yeah.
That wasn't the thing. That wasn't the thing.
Yeah, okay.
All right. Next game we're talking about is the LA Rams against the Philadelphia Eagles. I think LA Rams going to give them a game for a little bit, but I think Philadelphia Philadelphia is just too strong. They should win this game handily against the LA Rams, but you never know when it comes to Philly which team is going to show. I know one thing: Jalen Hurts got to be able to throw the ball. He got to be able to throw the ball.
You ain't got to worry about that happening.
So let's start with you, Mark. Who you got?
Now this is a tough game, but even though I think LA shouldn't be anywhere near this, for whatever reason, I don't believe in the Rams. Well, I just don't. For whatever reason. I think Minnesota lost because Sam Darnold woke up and realized he was Sam Darnold and went back to who he was. But
he started seeing ghosts.
He started seeing ghosts.
How about Justin Jefferson couldn't get any separation?
What does that mean? You still
throw it
behind
double
him?
team.
Does that mean you throw the ball behind him when he is open?
Hey, well, look, after you've thrown him 16 other ones and he couldn't get open.
Plus, they couldn't get a running game going at all with Aaron. The running back for
Jones,
Minnesota, Aaron Jones. He couldn't get running going. Sorry, I freeze up on that. But it's in Philly. The inclement weather is going to level a bit of the playing field, so I don't think the throwing is going to be a big deal. I think A.J. Brown is having a real problem. He's starting some real conflict in that team. I don't know. It's just I'm not against reading, but he pulled a book out on the sideline. I ain't never seen that before in all my 57 days of my life.
I
ain't even seen a student athlete pull a book out.
I'd rather for him to pull that book out and keep calm. Imagine if he didn't pull that book out. So hey.
How about being a professional ball player? How about being a professional ball player, not a
that is
understanding that the ball ain't coming to you right now. So don't worry about question. But no, I'm gonna say
Vance.
Philly might pull out a close one. The Rams defense is pretty good, but I don't know if front that they can handle Philly's line like that. I think when it comes down to it, it might be a tush push that puts them over the edge.
I hate saying it.
First of all, I'm sitting up here saying, obviously, you guys have not watched the Los Angeles Rams this year. It's obvious.
You know what, Phil? I really haven't watched much of them.
Exactly. This is how I know that first of all, you all are missing the whole point as to how difficult this will be for Philly. Remember, the Rams unseated the Cardinals to win this division with Kyler
Oh
Murray.
yeah, oh
Jesus
yeah,
Christ,
yes,
have
yes,
mercy,
That
yes,
in
for real.
itself says
Good
That
that
in
in
goodness.
itself
itself
makes it. Yeah.
says the Rams are legitimate contenders to win this game. The Rams have an elite quarterback. Offensively, they can put some points up on the board with Kyron Williams running the ball, and of course, you got receivers that are just there for the taking against this number one Phillies defense. But again, when you start going against an Oklahoma quarterback, that if he passes the ball less than 20 times, you're not beating him when they have Saquon Barkley and Jalen Hurts' legs. So I'm telling you right now, the Rams will give them a tough game and could even win it. But because, they defeated Kyler Murray now. The thing is that I'm picking Philadelphia to win this divisional round of the 2025 NFL playoffs.
Well, that means
Hey,
Philadelphia is going to win by a landslide.
Phil, I said earlier that this is going to
No,
be a
you
tough
said
game.
that. Marc
I said
even
they
said
might give
it'd
him a
be
shot.
close.
So who you got?
Vance already picked.
SA Lakers, man, please. Okay.
You're correct, SA
Vance, who
Lakers.
you got?
I already said that.
Well, I'm gonna tell you this. If it was in SoFi, it might be a different story. But it's in Philly, where the Hulk. You heard of the Almighty
Getting
Hulk.
a Vance line.
Be up in Philly, and that's where it's going in right there.
Okay.
Them California boys gonna go roll up into Philly. That East Coast freeze gonna smack them up in their face, and Philadelphia gonna win a close.
Philadelphia didn't have an OU
Well, if the weather gonna
quarterback,
smack them in the face, how's the game close?
Now, I'd be picking the Rams to win this game.
If
No, the Rams would tear their butt up in SoFi.
If the weather is a factor, why is it so close?
That's what's gonna keep it close. Because the Rams ain't gonna be able to stretch out, man. They ain't gonna be able to that cold, that stain.
Well, then that means that it should be
a
blowout. I know what you're saying.
They don't be no blowout. Philly can't blow out. Philly beat themselves. Philly beat themselves.
Next game, which is the game that people are waiting for, MVP versus might be MVP, Baltimore Ravens against the Buffalo Bills. This game is going to be interesting. Both playing cold weather, and it's supposed to be freezing cold down there in Buffalo this weekend. But I think if you have to turn it into a running game, I think if Baltimore has a game plan, and they showed their game plan last week, if they use that same game plan this week against Buffalo, Lamar Jackson will be going to the divisional AFC championship game with that game plan that they had with run the ball. Lamar don't throw the ball no more than 25 times. And they use Henry, Lamar, and Hill to run that ball. And Buffalo's not going to be able to deal with it. You're going to force Josh Allen to make some mistakes because he's going to feel like he has to and turn into a dark night. I think I like Baltimore in this game over Buffalo.
I had a question.
What you got, Vance?
Question. I've never heard of the divisional AFC championship game.
Well, I meant AFC championship game, but I said divisional, so I said so.
You threw me.
That's why I said AFC championship.
You threw me. I'm like this.
All right, go ahead. Go ahead, Vance. Who you got, Vance? Okay, we understand. It's not worth because it ain't worth listening to.
Which is a pleasure to the fans. Then I have to hear that.
Yeah, I mean, all right, Larry Curly and Mo. I'm back.
Who you got?
Well, I'm putting it all in on Lamar Jackson to show up and said this is my last year going all in with Lamar. So I'm going with the Ravens. Now fantasy wise, I'm debating between him and Allen, because Allen can put up them points. They're gonna be needing him more. They're gonna be needing Allen more to do, and so that's the my thing. I think Baltimore should win it. They should win it. I'm going with Baltimore.
But
Allen gonna be
that
quarterback.
now we understand why he got them jackets up there. He's trying to sell them because he's been losing money on his fantasy choices. Don't know what he's doing.
That's where I'm with.
He's trying
right,
to
Phil.
liquidate.
Fantasy is where I'm doing it.
Go ahead, Phil. Who
Okay,
you got?
Lamar, let me get back with you later. Yeah, Lamar said you cut him loose today. He don't care what you say. And as far as getting back to that Philly game and him reading on the sideline, that's greatness. Then that shows his ability to set up.
Hey, black
No, I'm
Skip
just
Bayless.
saying. Look, I be reading stuff while I'm on here with y'all. And y'all see what I do, baby.
Hey, Phil, give Kyler Murray his tablet back so he can watch video of the game. He can watch film.
So
that's why he ain't watching film.
I will tell you now. Here's what I'm glad about. I'm glad that Jeremiah listened to what I said about the Ravens the last few shows and regurgitated. So I know he's retaining knowledge that I disseminate. And he laid out the actual perfect thing. As long as Ty Monken does not have Lamar throw that ball 50 times, and he keeps him in that 20-25 passing range, and Lamar listens to his mama cussing him out and say, run the ball more, I'm telling you right now, it's the Ravens. All the way, baby. All the way.
Hold on. All the way to what?
All the way.
The divisional AFC
all
championship.
the way to the divisional AFC championship run.
Championship game. There we go.
And what year?
No.
And what year?
2025.
Okay, just want to make sure. What you got, Mark?
I think it's been an interesting game, definitely, and I think the weather is definitely going to play a factor in it. I would say too that, and I did hear this, but I think it's a good strategy. I'm going to take and buy into that Buffalo should sell out to stop Derrick Henry. They should sell out to stop Derrick Henry, and once they do that and force it to be just Lamar Jackson running, I think that would be more of a recipe for disaster, because I think Lamar will take more hits, and that's not a good thing for him. He's too light and behind for all that. He's quick, but he's too light. All he got, nope. All he needs is a couple of good hits with his size frame, So, but I'll say that that part of it, and where if it forces Lamar Jackson to have to be a passer, more drop back, then we know where that goes. So I think right now Buffalo has shown that they're better, much better for Josh Allen than I have Diggs. And he's hitting people, and I think Amari Cooper might have one of his better games against that secondary.
First of all, Hamilton will prevent all of that type of action. So Amari,
just listen and learn, Vance. You'll learn something.
Talk about Mark.
Hey, Phil, look, hold on, Phil. Vance is impressed. He actually finally listened to me for the first time.
Yeah, but see, that shows you it's Vance, because he listened to the wrong stuff. They did last week exactly what you just said they should do, and they blew the team out. They sold out to stop Derrick Henry, and Lamar Jackson killed them, running and passing.
He killed him running.
So let's see if he can do it.
He can.
All right, y'all. Listen.
I would rather do that than have Derrick Henry gash me. Wouldn't you?
No.
So you'd rather be
I take the death
Because it's just to play action up too easily.
No.
And that's really for a quarterback Lamar Jackson. I'm sorry. Lamar Jackson can throw the ball well enough, but in the tight windows, that's not his game. He needs that play action.
You obviously didn't watch Lamar Jackson this year.
Well, the key is
I watched
Todd Monken cannot give up on the run after 13 carries. He has to keep running Derrick Henry, no matter whether he gets stopped no matter whether in 13 carries he only got 20 yards. He has to still keep running this dude, because the longer the game go in cold weather, the stronger he's gonna get, and the stronger them people ain't gonna want to hit him. So,
they learned that after the fourth game.
Derrick Henry has to run the ball 20, 25 times or more this game.
Am I the only one watching Baltimore this year?
I watched them, Phil.
I watched them too.
Same thing. I
can't understand. If y'all watched them, I can't understand why you
No. This is what I'm saying. There has been games, even after the fourth game, where Todd Monken has given up on the game. If you watch the game where Buffalo lost this year, Derrick Henry only carried the ball no more than 15 times.
Again,
because Todd Monken gave up
game of the season. Look,
Phil, they lost games after the fifth game of the season. And they didn't go undefeated.
I didn't say that. Look at the rush and compare the first 5 games of the season to the loss that they had later on.
But what I'm saying is the game that they lost, they gave up on Derrick Henry running the ball. Look at the game.
No. Wrong. Listen.
All right. Hey, look. Hey, Jeremiah. When it comes the other way, you know he gonna trip up with the statement and try to come up with something anyway. So it don't matter. It really don't matter. Hey, Phil, you know what? Hey, he said he gonna pass. He said he beat a run and passing. I'm gonna tell you one thing. Lamar Jackson's had good games passing. He ain't never gonna beat a team passing. Never gonna beat a team passing.
I'm sorry.
He might.
I'm sorry.
Win with a pass.
He did that this year.
He might win with a pass.
I'm sorry.
But he's not going to beat you. He's not going to beat you with an aerial.
You don't finish in the top 2 in passing in the league and don't beat nobody passing.
And that's with Bateman and what's the other little dude that's hurt?
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying. Thank you, Vance.
Hey, look.
Yeah, the sorry team.
They led the league in rushing. They led the league in rushing by far. When they can do that play action, receivers are wide open. He can throw the ball well enough to somebody.
They weren't wide open.
All right, not
you
like
obviously have not watched Lamar. If you're saying his passes are wide open.
Okay, one at a time.
RG3 and say like Cordell Stewart, they couldn't hit you wide open to save their mama's life. You understand? They could not. If you stood right there 5 feet away, they couldn't hit you. I watched RG3 overthrow a hitch pass. You understand? So I know they can't throw. Lamar Jackson can throw the ball a bit. He's more accurate down the field a little bit in that sense. Same like that. But it's set up with the run because guys are wide open because your safeties are coming down for that run.
Jeremiah,
now, when that's taken away, Jeremiah, now I want to see what he's going to do.
Could you do a cut up on Lamar Jackson?
We know he's not going to do that. Look, we know that because Lumpkin tried to get him to beat the team by passing last year in the playoffs. And how did that go?
You said last year? Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know we were going back to what Marc could do in the first grade versus what Marc can do now.
We're going back to the last time. We're going back to the last time.
I'm sorry.
That Todd Monken drew up a game.
No, you're not. No, you're not. Because if you're going back to the last time, you'd be going back to last week and what he did.
They were running the ball. They weren't just dropping back in the pass.
I'm sorry. Lamar didn't pass the ball last week. Somebody see who threw those touchdowns.
People act like I said he doesn't throw the ball.
No.
I said before he can't throw the ball.
You said he can't throw tight windows, and I can show you a ton of tight windows Lamar Jackson has thrown this year. I'm
not saying he hasn't completed a tight window pass.
I didn't say that. I said I can show you plenty that he's completed that are tight
He's not
windows.
making a living.
Okay.
He's
okay.
not going. All right.
Okay.
He's not going to win you no game.
He already
He has
won
to
them.
always throw those tight
His passer rating this year.
You must be
was
thinking about
119.
Cam Newton.
He has
Very good.
He has 41 touchdowns with 4 interceptions, passer rating of 119, 4,000 over 4,000 yards.
Oh, 4,000
So
yards.
His best statistical year, but it's predicated off him turning and them linebackers.
Oh,
and
I am
safeties
so
worried about
sorry.
him giving it to Derrick
Lord
Henry,
knows.
and then worried about him keeping it.
Lord knows
And
they
then
are the
those
only
wide receivers
team
are wide
that
open.
use play action.
But their play action is effective. Their play
I'm
action is more
sorry.
Their
effective
play
than
action
other
is
I'm
teams.
sorry.
effective.
I didn't know. I guess the
I don't know
Commanders
why
play
people trying to act
action.
like they don't.
Oh, I'm
like
sorry.
don't know,
I
like they
guess
don't
the
know
Houston
this.
Texans play action isn't effective either.
That is not
Not
like
as
Baltimore.
So
not as
now
effective
it's
as
Not
Lamar
like
not as
Jackson.
Baltimore.
much. Now we're in the degrees.
Okay, we're not getting anywhere because Phil and his Philonomics. I told you, black skip bagels. Skip bagels. I'm telling y'all.
We're not gonna get him to
You're the
say
ones
it.
that are saying
We're not gonna get him to
not
say
as
it.
much, maybe just a little.
Jeremiah, we're not gonna get him to say it, but he knows it.
Y'all listen to Drone's Big Dog Picks on TAAN TV, the African American Network, where we have a local feeling to go breach. I told y'all it's never a dull moment because
Ain't nobody afraid of Kyler Murray.
One thing Phil does.
You want to talk about next year?
Hey, we got to mute y'all too. Mark, stop getting them started. Mark, you know exactly.
The Little Leagues can't go.
There ain't nobody catching them.
All right, here we go. We got the college football championship, the first playoff game this week between Notre Dame and Ohio State. You have Marcus Freeman, black coach in the championship game playoffs. He can be the first black coach to win a playoff game, a championship game. I like Notre Dame, but if Ohio State come out and click on all cylinders, they're going to beat Notre Dame by 3 touchdowns. They're going to be Notre Dame. I'm just telling the truth. But I think Notre Dame can come out there, and if they can make this a slobber knocker, a nasty, rugged game, they can win this game. But if they let Ohio State get loose and they don't make this into a nasty game, they're gonna get blown out the water. Because Riley Leonard cannot. They don't have the horses on offense to keep up with Ohio State, and that's just true. That's just true. What you say, Vance?
Well, first of all, I'm gonna call you Jeremiah Whitlock.
That's fighting words
That's
right
what
there.
I'm saying. This ain't got nothing to do with race. Because trust me, I would love for Notre Dame to win because of Marcus Freeman, not because of Notre Dame. But we're a sports show. We're supposed to tell the truth and tell it like it is. And that's what I do, whether you black, white, purple, green, orange, whatever.
Well, just say you vote for with your heart.
I ain't voting with no heart. I'm voting with my head and my eyes.
You follow a team with your heart. Because you damn sure ain't voting with your head when you with anything with the Cowboys. It's got to be your heart.
One thing you cannot say.
He's a Cowboys fan. He's got to get it.
One thing you cannot say on this show that me and Mark is not just and tell it like it is. We'll go against Dallas just quicker than you will. We tell the truth about Dallas.
He's not going against. He never goes against Dallas. He is pulling for Dallas.
We tell the truth, and that's what we do.
All that stuff he said don't mean nothing.
Let's get back to the CFL.
Then go ahead and answer the question. You the one brought up Dallas. I didn't do it.
You the one who brought him up.
Because your crazy question just sent me that way. But anyway,
who's gonna win the game? How you doing that way?
Hey, I'm doing better than Dallas.
I'm voting with my heart, not my head. That's what I'm saying. I'm voting with my heart, not my head.
So you
period.
So you want to say everybody else doing that? Just because you're doing that don't mean I would do that.
Can
I'm
Vance
telling
answer
you.
the question?
I said no. I just said what it is.
No, he can. He had a chance
I
to,
just
Phil.
said what it is. Is that I vote with my heart, not my head. I'm just saying what it is.
Yeah.
And Notre Dame.
Okay.
Well, he has no choice to vote for his heart because his heart is tiny, but he has no brain.
I got Notre Dame.
Okay, go ahead, Mark.
Good for you.
Go ahead, Mark.
Good for you. First and foremost, I hate Notre Dame. And even though it's a black coach, I'm still always gonna remember how they did Ty Willingham. And I'm also gonna remember a few other things I've heard about them as well. But I know a lot of schools are like that. So, but I think Ohio State is a better team. I think they're definitely a better team. This playoff is interesting. I'm wondering if they're going to keep 12 or they're going to do it different. Because all them first wave of games was blowouts, and everybody's going to complain about that. But going to the game itself, plain and simple, I'm picking the team with the white coach, not because he's white, but he just happened to be the white coach on the team. You understand? All right. I respect the brother.
You're thinking with your heart. You're thinking with your heart.
No, I respect the
No,
brother.
people with our brain.
But Ohio State's far better team.
Who you got, Phil?
I know you don't because you don't know what you're talking about.
Vance.
I'm just talking about you picking with your brain. That's what I'm talking about.
Ohio
that
State's
statement Jeremiah made.
Ohio
You picking with his brain.
Ohio State's a far better team, better quarterback, better running back, better receiver core, and better defense. Now you tell me where I'm wrong.
I can tell you where you're wrong.
That's what I thought.
I will after the game when you see Notre Dame win.
No.
I can tell you where you're wrong.
No, Phil, you're going to come with enough BS, but he can't even bring any kind of action.
I can tell you all right now where you're wrong.
Okay.
You and Jeremiah, that is.
Okay, go ahead and tell us.
Obviously, you all didn't watch Notre Dame play this year. First of all, you wouldn't be saying that unless you already know that Miller's not going to be able to play defensive tackle for Notre Dame this coming game. Because if he is, Ohio State's defensive line isn't going to have anything on them. Will Howard, Marc's fourth cousin, is not going to be. It's not like he's some dynamic passer. You all of a sudden, because you have two really good wide receivers, and the one who said he couldn't be covered, even double teamed, got shut down in the previous game. You remember, they played Texas, and if it wasn't for the latest dumbest call by Sarkisian, the game would have been tied if you just run the ball from the 1 yard line. So we'll go in and get out of the ifs and buts. I will tell you right now this. See, I know a little thing about how the Zen factor works. And when you factor in Marcus Freeman and his Korean background and, having a mom that's Korean, and I know that, I got Koreans in my family. And so we understand the Zen mom. You can see how relaxed and calm I am. You do that. And that's what Marcus Freeman has going for him. And that just disseminates and goes throughout the Notre Dame team. That's why when he talks, they listen, you look, you see it. And I will tell you right now that if I'm betting anything on anybody, it's Riley Leonard. I told you the last game, this guy is a fight to the death guy. And yeah, Notre Dame doesn't have the greatest receiving core, but I tell you one thing, you got Love and Carter running the ball. It's time to go with Notre Dame to win the college championship. I would tell you right now, Vance is absolutely correct on this, and presto magico, Vance and I will be hoisting the trophy. The only one question you have to ask is, will the head coach of Northern Illinois, who defeated them in their first home game of the season, when he told Marcus Freeman, I can tell you why we beat you and how we beat you, and what did he do? He told him, what did Notre Dame do? Shoot, shot right off and won, just like I do every battle I do on here. Just shot off and won. So I would tell you right now, Vance is totally 100% correct. Notre Dame will win this game.
Thank you.
And that's half the problem, because the only thing Vance said, because the coach is black. That's it. He ain't said nothing else. He ain't told us about.
Well,
He ain't told us about the
I
game.
never
Well,
said the coach is black. I never said the coach is
That's why I
black.
know.
I said I'm
and
voting
and
with
I
my
and
heart.
yes, and I told you, I
know you
told
said
you
no
about
team.
Why
I
is your
told you
heart
about
with
his
Notre Dame,
Korean
man?
mom, Chung. And we help promote the Zen factor. Y'all see it with me all the time. What am I doing? I'm animated here, and then I go to Zen just like this.
Okay.
My Irish heritage.
Okay.
My Irish heritage lets me vote instead of
All
Notre
right.
Dame.
I see what y'all talking about. All right, fellas. We got two more. We got
You
two more.
look Irish.
We got two more quick topics here that we're gonna hit. You have Beck that stayed for his college career. He's going to Miami. The rumor is he's getting $10 million to stay to go play for Miami. The NIL with this cause a lot more players to stay in college and forego going to the NFL. And is that better for the NFL if that happens? We're gonna start with you, Mark.
$10 million to play college football
Yes.
for a team that's not going to win a national championship. I'll take it. Less pain and suffering. Them hits in college are tough, but they're not the pros. So I would say to you, I don't know. I don't know if it helps the NFL. That's what you asking about, right? If it
Yeah,
helps them.
you know, which is better, staying in college and take the NIL money or going to the pros?
The problem I would say to me is that you can look at it different ways, but I would say to you, for a grown man living an adult life, I think it's better to take the money in the pros. I'm just looking at longevity. College, you can get college age. You give a kid a whole bunch of money and he in a dorm, or ain't really in a dorm, but he's staying off some other stuff off campus. That money gone in about 2-3 weeks.
like friend, you was forego the money that Ole Miss offered him or Mississippi offered him to go
Allegedly.
to enter the draft.
NIL.
So
I mean, if you're playing for us, let's put this back. I get you're professional and you're playing for money because that's what you do when you're professional. You make it. That's the difference between professional and amateur. You are participating for cash. But my thing is that if I'm getting cash, now it becomes a choice of what level do I want to play on. College that's big money for $10 million, but it's short money because ain't but so many years he can play college ball. Playing in the pros, you can get that maybe close that over a year's with a contract and be able to play. That's longevity. To me, that's longevity. So for me, and I'm thinking about it at this age, I would say that's longevity for the money. I can think of the 20-year-old Mark Howard, and 20-year-old Mark Howard says, "I'm an NFL player. I'm going to the league because I want to turn that out."
what you say, Phil?
You talking about? Oh,
no, let's start. Hold on, Phil. That's like Vance ready to answer. Go ahead, Vance.
Go ahead, Vance.
okay. I'm just trying to get the situation straight. So you trying to say this guy going to go back to college, one more year and get $10 million,
Yeah.
right? Or go to the pros then? Okay. First of all, who the player you talking about? Because that means a lot too.
Beck from Georgia, quarterback that was at Georgia this year.
See, somebody like that, you take the $10 million. Peck, you take the $10 million. There's no way. I mean,
somebody like
year,
what? Somebody like what?
Huh? Like Peck. He said Peck, the quarterback from Georgia.
Yeah.
Right. Well, you said somebody. Oh, I mean, why?
Somebody like his status, as far as his playing status,
what's his status?
Yeah, so basically, what Vance saying,
what's right with it?
He's not that good to where I would turn away $10 million for 1 year to stay in college. I bet you that.
Vance basically saying it all depends on the player, which is better for him.
It does.
So you're saying that he's not going to see that kind of money in the NFL?
Well, I know he won't. I tell you what, he won't. No. Not that he won't see that kind of money, but I'm just saying, you got a one-time shot to make $10 million to go back and play college, a college game to make $10 million, and at his where you think he gonna be picked as a quarterback?
It wasn't gonna be. It was
I know what-
gonna be probably second, third round. Yeah, I see what you're saying.
I passed that up for 1 year to play back in college,
and then improve your stock, your draft status. I get it.
Even if you don't, that's $10 million, partner. I don't care whether you don't turn $10 million.
What you say, Phil?
I say there is the time you turn $10 million down. The thing is that you don't do it if you're Carson Beck this time, because remember, the beginning of the season, Carson Beck was picked as the #1 quarterback to go in the draft. But look, things get exposed. Now you're looking at, like you said, a potential second or third round pick. But that it's all depending on the situation. If I'm a running back, and remember, we're only talking about
We weren't talking that, Phil.
Vance. This is my situational. If you're a star running back, you already see what the NFL thinks about you, and you get that opportunity to get that money, and over the couple of years, you can make $10 million on an NIL deal while you're there. Only take it to while you're there right then and go to the NFL as quickly as you can, because you'll be lucky to get through that that one contract going like that. So, but if you're a quarterback, and let's say that Carson Beck had it, and instead of us looking at him as being a second, third round pick, because he's a big 6'5", strong arm guy. The thing is that if he had the season that Shedeur Sanders or Cam Ward had, right? I'm going to the pros as soon as I can, because one, I know the quicker I get there, my contracts, as long as I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing and playing right, my contracts are turning over like that. And the money I'm going to make my second contract, it'll be out of this world. And nowadays, quarterbacks, you can play 15 years and not think anything of it. And if you Carson Beck, again, if I'm him, because he knows he has the ability, I take the $10 million just on him specifically to improve, because I feel he'll improve his stock this coming year.
Okay, that's the answer to the question. You would take the $10 million, not changing the scenario. You changing it.
No, man, there wasn't specific to Carson Beck. That's not.
He just said it was.
The question was not specific to Carson.
But
Beck.
it's for any point.
He just said it was about Carson Beck.
That's
when we were. That's when y'all started talking.
Hey, both of y'all sound like two married people. You saying the same thing, but you're fussing. Both of you're just saying it two different ways. Vance,
no, we're not saying
that. Vance, you saying Vance saying it all depends on the person. You saying the same thing. All depends on the player.
No, see, this is where you did not listen, because what I told Vance and my disagreement was, Vance said your question was specifically about Carson Beck.
No,
and I said it
was
Carson
Beck.
I thought you said you were talking about Carson Beck.
I used an example of Carson Beck.
Oh, okay. Well, I
used an example of Carson Beck.
Listen to the question.
Well, that's why mine was so specific, because I thought he was talking about that one player.
Yeah, but you're still saying the same thing Phil was saying, that it basically depends on the player.
And I'm not disagreeing with that. My disagreement with Vance was what I just stated.
All right. Last question. We got 6 minutes left. Still stick with the NIL. Should the NBA lean into college basketball instead of their G League? I'm gonna start with you, Phil.
No. And there's a reason why. One, because you're looking at who you're paying all that money to. The NBA, they're not just going to open the purse and pay any and everybody that
I'm not saying pay wise. I'm talking about should they lean into to asking people to come stay in college and allow the NIL to pay them where they can become more popular, where they can become more taught better, learn how to play the game more, where they're in college for 3 years and still have been one and done, and now they're going to the G League and they get lost in the G League. That's why I'm saying not money wise, not the NBA paying them, but should they lean more into trying to get young people staying.
Okay, but the NBA would have to be doing something to try and get those people to stay there. Just saying, hey, why don't y'all stay in longer and get more coaching, play more games. They could do that right now, whether they say it or not. So it has to be some type of incentive, which is going to be financial, coming from the NBA. If the NBA is going to have any influence.
Okay, well, I think one thing they can do is say, okay, you can't come to our G League until after you've been out of college 3 years, be out of high school 3 years. Basically like the NCAA football.
That ain't gonna do nothing.
Gonna do that?
People will go overseas.
Not if you're getting paid money in NIL. Why am I go overseas? If I'm getting $3, $4, $5, $6 million in NIL money in college, why am I go overseas?
Hold it. Everybody ain't getting paid money in the NIL.
We talking about the stars. The nobodies, they ain't doing nothing in here.
So, okay, hold it. If you're a star player, there's no way in the world the NBA today is going to tell a star player, you can't come to the league until 3 years afterwards. It ain't happening.
I said, should they? Not saying that it's happening.
No.
Okay, go ahead. Mark Phil said no.
No, they shouldn't. It's true that ship has sailed that they were going to do it. That ship sailed a long time ago. And what I do know enough is knowing that the league don't respect the players that play that long. They figure that if they're not good enough to come out, then they must not be that good. Even as much as they put that where kids should play, that was a cover up for them. In their minds, back behind closed doors, if a player's not good enough to come out and play right away, he's probably not a guy that's good enough for us. Good enough, at least not a high prime player for this level. So I think that I thought the plan was eventually that they were going to do away with that 1 year after high school deal and just let them go. Problem for me is that, it's like whether they come out too soon or not, if they come out, they come out. They either get drafted or they don't. They either get picked on a team or they don't. And that's that. And let that help these kids and families make the right decision. Because I just think that it's too easily guaranteed, we got to come out and take that money. Well, who says you're going to make that money that said you're that good? There's a whole bunch of these high school kids that came out. And I'd like to see where the Coleon Youngs and all these guys are now that came out when everybody said he shouldn't have come out. Where your money at now? Because it's been a long time. Now, I don't give a damn how much money you made. If you're not doing nothing, playing no ball, you haven't figured out some other stuff where you making some money, you're not making that money no more. And where'd that money go? After you done paid off your family and got your mama a house and all that.
What you say, Vance?
Man, that shit, I can't even follow none of that mess.
What kind of language you using on there, sir?
I just couldn't follow what you just said. I didn't get what you just said.
I don't know how you couldn't. You saw me nodding yes to all of it.
Hey, Phil. Don't.
I can't follow that, man. All I know is
answer Jeremiah's question.
You go get your money. What's the question, Jeremiah? Help me with the question again, because I don't think they answered.
Should the NBA?
I did answer.
Should the NBA lean more into young people staying in college and allowing the NIL and then getting money from NIL? Should they lean more into that than their G League?
I think they need both. Really. You still need the G League, man. You still need both, and it's all right to let the NIL, because some of them players, even in college, they might get paid in college, but they ain't gonna get paid like that. They may not get paid like that in the pros. Because once they get to the pros, once they get to the pros, they show the college game is much different from the pro game, and you see that. And a lot of people
Vance the
make that
question
transfer.
again?
They can make the transfer in college and stay one more year and get that $10 million, and then get to the pros.
Would you tell
and
Vance
get
the question
out
again?
real quick?
Hey. He made a very poignant statement. The college game is very different than the NBA. Man,
It is. And that's why I would stay and get that $10 million for 1 year in college. Yes.
Man, he is enlightening. He is enlightening the audience.
Jeremiah, would you have
if
Vance
talent wise, you gotta look at your talent. You gotta look at your talent.
Well, the saying is that the NCAA it don't have the same momentum that it should have, because a lot of people don't know who the players are. So they saying instead of the NBA having it open where they should be able to come through the G League so easily, should have them be more emphasis on pushing young people staying in college, NIL, so they can get more of a notoriety. Because this is a question that was asked to Adam Silver on the Herd this week when Adam Silver was on there. So that's why I was asking y'all that question. Should the NBA lean more into asking and trying to get students to stay in and allow the NIL to pay them instead of them coming to the G League? That's why I asked the question. The question that was asked Adam Silver.
The problem is this. Why is the NBA putting a little bit more money in the G League to promote the league, televise it, and get more behind the scenes? Because they're building they're separate facilities that these G League teams play in.
But to be truthful, Vance, to be truthful, Mark, you really don't even see the G League unless you watch NBA TV.
Why?
Other than that, you don't even know the G League is on. You don't really know who's in the G League. Don't get me wrong. The travel and stuff like that is better. But other than that, you don't know who it is.
Right.
But that's what Mark is talking about.
That's where you get acquainted with the audience by having the viewership.
You're going to get your audience through viewership. And the NBA, they know exactly what they need to do to up the ante to get the viewership. They just don't want to spend the money.
Why do you need
They're getting free minor leagues with the NCAA.
So if I can use college basketball to do it for me,
right?
Should not push them to stay.
They don't play the same game.
It don't matter.
It doesn't matter. They're getting.
Yes, it do. If you're gonna use the college game, so you can say, so you're trying to say get away from the G League and use the college game. They used to do that, and then they got so many players who got ready for.
Okay, but think about. If I can get a student, a player, to stay in the league for 3 years, and the college pay for it, and he get notoriety and popular, when he come to the league, it's gonna bring followers because people are gonna follow to the league to see him.
But if he can't play in the league,
I'm not talking about the ones that can't play. I'm talking about some good players that come on, man.
Right.
But let me say this. This might help some further with what Vance is saying. If he stays in the year, in 3 years, and he's that great a player, and he leaves to go, he's not going to the G League anyway.
So
he's going up top. So you still haven't done anything.
Right.
On that.
But what I'm saying though, if he might not be going, but he might not be going to the G League, but he's going to the league, and so people are going to follow. But if he get lost, he stay for 1 year, and then he end up going to the G League. Now he got lost in the shuffle, and by the time he do come out, people don't forgot who he is.
Well, not if again, you're talking about somebody that wasn't that good to go straight to. If I'm that guy and I'm good, going like this, and I'm not that guy to stay in 3 years and going straight to the NBA. But if I'm that guy, and it's a thing of where I'm staying 3 years and I can be a bench role player, you know what I'm doing? I'm going to the G League early so I can get that professional NBA coaching versus this college coaching.
I mean, the real problem of it is, and I've heard this discussed with people, especially former players too, as well, is that these kids, and I see it too from high school, these kids are not developed no more. And the kids who are really the prospects that are really getting into development, and at a young age too, are the foreign kids. You know, where you got players like Luka and Jokic, where they're playing professionally at 13, but I mean they're really playing competitively, living a life at 13, 14 years old. There's so much in America, kids do want to play with their high school teams. Or in a little bit with AAU as well, and have to pay for that. Then the college teams are attractive only in the simple sense of that you see them on TV. Kids, everybody's chasing Division I because that's the one that's on TV. Even though they're really not probably Division I, it wouldn't flourish in Division I. They chase it, then they end up having to go transfer down to Division II or Division III. The portal has changed the game even for these recruits. If you're not a high-level top 50 recruit, you're not getting an offer like that. They're just waiting for kids to transfer. And now with the rule, if that rule is going to stick for the junior colleges, not counting as years, the prep programs are going to be, prep schools and prep programs will be around, but that post-grad stuff, that's going to be a thing of the past. So it's changing, but at the end of the day, when it really comes down to it, I would say that the NBA is saying go and stay in college for the American kids, because guess what? Y'all not getting developed. They're not getting developed.
I just think you had a better product.
And that's why I'm saying I'm thinking they're promoting that to push those kids to stay in school.
Because I think you had a better back in the day. I think you had a better product when you had people like Jordan them standing there 3 years.
When you went to the draft, at least the first 15 and 20 players played and came and gave some impact. Now you're lucky if you ain't in the top 5 of the draft pick, it's a crapshoot for anybody else. They're not sleeping on the Steph Currys anymore, and maybe there's a Giannis here and there, Jokic that get drafted in the second round. But those are very, very rare finds. Not every year there's a second round pick that turns. Not every year. I mean, they reserve the second round for sons of NBA players to get. Oh, my bad.
I just think
hey, look, he didn't go there and get his son in the league. Somebody you love couldn't get their boys in the league.
I just think
he could have got him in if he did what
Jeremiah was saying.
I just think that I agree with Mark. But I think if you're not in the first round,
you're in the first 5.
Yeah, I think you'll be better. I think you'll be better to stand in college and getting NIL money and get more developed than going to the G.
There's more money now. There, Jeremiah, if you're drafted in the first 2 rounds, there's more money. There's more money now. Because even those second round draft picks getting guaranteed contracts now.
But guaranteed contracts, how much? $3 million?
How much?
They're probably in a total about $5 million.
So if I can stay in college one more year and get $5 million for 1 year and develop more, which one would be better?
They're not developing it, Jeremiah. That's the problem. They're not developing.
So you saying someone that stay in college 2-3 years is not as developed than someone that's just staying 1?
They're not. Look at them when they come. I'm trying to tell you. That's why they don't value the kids that stay.
It's not like you don't have. Look, it's really like Mark said. If you're literally a guy that has to stay in college all these 3-4 years now, the first thing they attack you with is your age. The second thing they attack you with is, well, we got to develop them anyway. Because if you're that guy You are out of there early.
That's
Or
why
if
the
you
league is
think,
so soft and
if
terrible.
you think Vance, we won't get into the league being soft because you know who's the reason why the
Okay,
league
okay.
got soft.
Stop by that. George been
Hey,
out the league. George been out the
we're
league.
not talking about Jordan.
Yeah,
We're
he's
not
been out
talking
the
about
league.
Jordan and LeBron.
But
So he brought up some worthless information. That's
but
worthless.
Vance said the league
No,
is soft, and I'm just saying
it
it's
is
origination.
soft and underskilled.
But
They're
it's
soft and
undeniable
underskilled.
the origination.
But
They're soft and underskilled.
It's undeniable.
we had a good discussion today. I want to thank y'all for listening to Drone's Big Dog Picks on TAAN TV, the African American Network.
Oh, it feels red too.
Hey, you always get informative information, good information.
What looks like we lost you, Jerome?
And you
Jeremiah?
You spitting out that.
Jeremiah, we lost you.
Well, hey, we'll just, if you tune in, you just tune in to TAAN TV, the African American Network, where we have a local feel and a global reach. Hey, Drone's Big Dog Picks, and it looked like Drone froze.
Am my froze still froze? Yeah, I'm back. All right.
Yeah, now you're back.
Like I said,
all right,
have a good Martin Luther King Day. I'm a black man. That's the only black holiday we got. I'm not working. I ain't doing nothing. So take it for what it's worth. Peace out, fellas. Have a good day.
Is that what it's worth? Because you ain't going to work.
Like Vance is taking in his Irish roots, I'm taking in my Scottish roots of, where it's Townsend is really Towns End.
I'm out.
And I know everybody wants to end it.
All right, man.
End it on a great note like that. But
and y'all talking that craziness, man. Let me run a commercial, man, and we're gonna be out of here, Phil. Them two there, boy.
Hey, this is Jairo White and Ileana Nichols here, and we're here to invite you to the MLK March on January 20th. And for more info, check the websites and the social medias.
And make sure to please follow us at MLK_San Antonio on Instagram and Facebook.
I'm Dr. Juanita Mercer, Chair of the San Antonio MLK Commission Scholarship Program. Since 2016, we've awarded over $1.1 million in scholarships, helping students from Bexar County achieve their dreams of higher education. I know firsthand how life-changing this support can be. Like many families, mine earned too much to qualify for free aid, but too little to pay for college outright. That's why I'm passionate about our scholarships. They bridge that gap. This year, you can help us do even more by donating to our fund. For the first time, attendees will be able to donate via QR code at the MLK March and wreath-laying ceremony. And students, don't wait. Applications are open right now through February 24th, 2025. Thank you for your support. Together, we can honor Dr. King's dream.
Good morning. My name is Dwayne Robinson, and I have the honor and pleasure of serving as the City of San Antonio Martin Luther King Jr. Commission Chairman.
I'm Reverend Deborah Seward with the City of San Antonio Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Commission.
My name is Judy Leppertz, and I'm the chair of this year's 38th annual Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Citywide Interfaith Service.
I'm Maria Fernanda Rodriguez, the Youth Programs Chair for the San Antonio MLK Commission.
I'm Francine Prosser Johnson, Public Awards Chair for the San Antonio MLK Commission. Service, courage, and unity. These are the values that shape our community.